Right, we're going to have a go at a few more runouts. See if we can get our routes and patterns worked out and explained as we go. Using a shark rack here. So in theory it gives us a big old split. In this case it's been a pretty favourable split. Meant to keep all the balls nice and tight together. And if that first breaks anything to go by, it's done a fabulous job. We've got what some people will call a bit of a road map here, because this yellow does go in the middle. So we're just dropping that in the middle. This is ball number 2. We're going to be slightly off angle on ball number 2. Meaning we may well have to play a slight cannon into this one in order to stay good. We'll get rid of the balls down here. Then we're up the top for the last 2 yellows and the black. Should be a relatively straightforward finish. If I can get near to straight on that set on ball number 2, which I don't think I can, because I'm just going to have to really gently drop this first one in. So we're just going to be stunning the white, but I don't think I'm going to get straight enough. No, maybe. Right, okay, we might actually be able to get away with this. We're now straight enough that we can just push through back to the black spot to get rid of our other awkward yellow over here. So just going to roll this one through an inch or 2. There we are. And in playing this next shot, our idea is to just open up so we don't have particular obstacles. So we're playing the white on and off this cushion and just touching into this red here, which should leave us on our next couple of balls, but gets rid of our one that has a potential issue, a potential problem. So, relatively gentle shot, drop it in, come back and touch the red. Now we're in good shape to do almost exactly the same thing again now. So we're using the red as a guide really, and we're playing this yellow into the pocket and the white off the top cushion and back out. Again, if we catch this full ball or just slightly to the left, if we play it at the right pace, we're going to end up on our yellow, regardless of what we do here. So just push through, get off the cushion, perfect contact on the red there, just to leave ourselves nicely on this, meaning we can now screw our white up the table into this area and be in absolutely bang on shape for our last couple of balls. Nice, and from here a couple of drop-ins. So just a comfortable shot of just dropping the ball in. This yellow's so close to the cushion that we can create angles, so we're playing this really sort of just over half ball into here, pushing the yellow in the pocket and the white back off this cushion out for the black. And that's pretty much a straightforward, easy pattern of finishing. So we'll get that sharp rack back out. This is where it pays to have this racking line on the table. So it means you can just line the whole rack up. Load the balls in and know that they're going to be in the right place. Nope. So you can put them around the wrong way. It's got a loading pattern for these as well, where you start on row 2, work your way down rows 3, 4 and 5. finish off by dropping the headball in, and everything should be in and touching. In theory, of all your balls touching together, they should explode when your white hits them out into all corners of the table, giving you a lovely finish to go at. So we'll try again. Same break as last time. I've got to say, this sharp rat really does help you break. Again, we'll get rid of that off the table. This is a bit of a more difficult layout here. We could go yellows, we could go reds. However you feel, we've got 5 reds and 6 yellows. I actually think that because this yellow goes up here and this red's really difficult, one, to get on, first of all, and even once you're on it, potting it's difficult. The black's not really tied up, it's open, but the pattern for the reds is uncomfortable at best. Yellows, these 5 are great, they're wonderful, they're out in the middle of the table. We've got one difficult ball, which is this yellow here. Could double it in here as your first shot, use that red as a buffer, finish on the yellow into the middle. I think that would be, if I'm playing aggressively, it would be the shot to take on, because it gives you the easiest out. So it's the one we're going to do. We're going to be back doubling that yellow into this middle here, using that red as a stopper for our white. And that's come out just about as well as we could have hoped, really. We now have to try and decide what our best ways of taking out these last 5 is. Is there a safer route than others? I mean, we can end up over here somewhere, which is probably what we're going to try and do. We can take these 2 as our last balls. This really is probably going to be our last ball, unless we are forced into taking it and stunning back out for this one. The black's pretty open once we've got rid of these 2 yellows. It goes in 5 of the 6 pockets. So the black's not really an issue. What we're going to do is just drop this one here into the middle and drift our white down the table ever so slightly for the 2 at the bottom end. And this is a stun on and off the cushion, making sure that we finish just past this. We kind of want to finish this side of that red if we can. So it's stunning into the cushion, a little bit of left hand side. And that's left us in pretty good shape. It allows us now to get some movement on the cue ball. So what we're actually going to do is push through the white off the 2 cushions, leave ourselves anywhere in this area. This whole area here can be fine, because if we finish this side, we can stun the white on and off the cushion for it. If we finish just over this side, we can screw the white back for it. We've got options. So we're going to use those in pushing this yellow in. We're going to top through 2 cushions and off for the other yellow. No, we're not. We're going to miscue. What a prat. Well, may as well go for counter clearance while we're here, haven't we? So after your opponent's made a massive mistake like that, and then played with their tip, make sure there's chalk on it. You've got a nice little counter clearance. The first one is going to be running this red into the middle, white up towards the black to leave this red down in this pocket here. What we've managed to do, straightforward pot in the corner. Well, I say straightforward, it's a difficult pot, but it's just off straight. You cue it through nice and it goes. Now it's deciding which way around to take these 2. I think we'll just screw back into the open air and leave a choice of both. choice of both, but we're going to take middle, then corner and black in the middle, I think. Because it's more fun. That's the middle. Corner's more difficult. 2 cushions with run inside. And black in the middle. Yay. So, complete mistake and a miscue there. Allowed for the less than conventional counter clearance. So I'll rack up again. And yeah, apparently the pattern for these is row 2, the outside of row 3, then we fill our black in. We pop row 4 in. Give it a little push into the position. Then the middle part of row 5. And that leaves our outer extremities just to sit in and push onto all the balls. We've seen how good the first 2 breaks. I'll see if breaking from a different place does anything. So we'll move over, cut break from the other side, see if we get just as good a split as the previous one. In fact, there's that great big nugget of chalk from my miscue in the previous frame. And again, that opened up really well. Balls everywhere. Pop the shark rack off the table again. What's going to be our easiest route out? We've either got to play a developing shot somewhere or a double. And what's going to be the better set of balls to do this with? I mean, the reds are actually quite nice, apart from this ball here, which is going to be our issue, and the ball we need to get rid of, really. Just not sure at the moment what our best way of doing that is, because it's going to take a good shot to get rid of it, I think. And I think we're going to go fairly early. We're going to play sort of hedge our bet slightly, put this one in the corner and bring our white back into this area. So if we come up near to straight on this one and we can push for a nudge out off the cushion, then great. If we don't and we finish on this line, then we can pay that one into the corner, screw back over and touch that one out, still leaving ourselves the insurance policy, the one in the corner. So we're just going to pop this and just slightly check our cue ball back into the middle of the table. And then we find out what our best angle is. We've not come far enough to take this one and nudge that one off. So our option is going to be playing a good stroke on this one into the corner pocket. We want to come over and try and come over at this sort of angle and try and connect that ball, quarter ball, half ball, on the top side of this red. That should promote it nicely. And that is how to lose a frame. A fair bit of practice racking up in these. Right, load up again. One black ball that we so majestically potted in the last one. same process of loading the balls into they're all touching. We'll try that break again. Yes, again, loads of movement on them. Didn't get a ball in this time. First dry. Get rid of the sharp. And look at what we've got to do to tidy this rack up. Again, not a great deal. Reds are about wonderful for this clearance, I'd say. Don't necessarily have to move any. Only one is in potting this one, we're going to have to either move this yellow out of the way or come high and pot it so as we don't block the path for our black in the middle, which is our final ball. So what's our options and route round here? We may well come into this gap, take that one early and try and push that yellow up past just to get it out of our way. So that's going to be our route. Just going to push this one for a few inches right in the middle of that gap. Now when we play this red into the middle, we're going to just push that yellow up and into this area just past the yellow and black, in between the two yellows at the top there, really, hopefully. And they should be well out of our way at that point. So we're stunning this one in because we want the cue ball to come back ever so slightly towards where we're striking from. That pretty much nailed it, I'd say. We're absolutely dead straight on the one in that corner, but I don't think we're going to take that one just yet, because we're kind of hedging our bet slightly here by taking this one first. I mean, if we come too far and long on this one, we've still got the plant up in the top corner. If we come short on it, then we're perfect. But if we come long and we've already got rid of, or if we come short, sorry, and we've already got rid of that ball, this one becomes more difficult because we've got to avoid the middle pocket. It just increases your percentages by taking the balls around the right way. So we'll pop that in there. And I think we are in almost exactly perfect shape. So now we can stop the white where it's going to strike the red ball there. And we can just push these through. What will hopefully be an easy finish on the last few balls. That stops the white dead. And when we play this one, we just want the white to roll forward far enough that we've got this here into the corner, because if our red doesn't stay exactly where that other red is, we've got a backup. But it has stayed absolutely perfect. So now it's much easier to stop this one, stop the white here, and just play a little screw shot with that one back for the black. So just at the bottom of the white, but not hard, we're just stopping the white in that area. And then we've got a whole range. I mean, really, we're in this line to this yellow. So we are on the side of caution and nearer to this line to leave the black in the middle, so as we don't overshoot and snooker ourselves. The real safe zone, nothing in the way. So you're keeping your white under safe control. And we can drop the black in the middle. For a conventional finish. I'll rack up and go again. Might even try a different break this time, just because it doesn't seem to matter quite where I'm hitting them from with this sharp rack thing. Seem to split and go everywhere. loaded up and touching again. This time we'll go head ball break. We'll see how well they split from that. I'm just going to try and park the white in the middle of the table. So they're kind of broken, but not particularly well. When this happens, this is when getting this damn rack off the table is a little bit tricky, because we're going to have to lift it over balls without moving them. But they're nice and light. You just lift it, slide it. Now it comes without moving anything. If you've got a bit of a shaky hand, then you might have a problem or two there. Luckily I don't. And now we're in a world of trouble here. This is horrible layout either way round. The yellows don't really go because the reds have stopped in the way. The reds will go apart from this one, but we can't get a red ball to start with. So what are we going to do and how are we going to do it? We're going to try and swerve our white round this yellow to pop this in the middle there. We've got a relative margin for error because if we hit it hard enough and we catch that red, it's still going in. If we go further, it's a big pocket to play for. We've got, that's our line past. So really we want to be turning this almost an entire cue ball over to the right as we're going past that ball. It's not something you can hit very hard. You have to just get above the cue ball, which is difficult enough with all this traffic in the way. And then, so one finger bridge, some form. Then we've got to try and swerve that white around. There we are. Nice short distance swerve. It's actually helped us a tiny bit. If we can come back round, end up with our white here somewhere, then we've got the option of, when we pop this, coming one cushion and nudging this red, promoting it up past the yellow so that it has pockets to go in. We've just got to get our white back up into that area. Means of doing so. So we still have to bear in mind we need to get the black out sometime. And that's not an easy task either. I think we might be forced into playing a double here, bringing our cue ball back out and round. I think it might be our best option at leaving ourselves a shot. I've gone really wide with it. I've got my white in a nice position, but very wide with that. Now, does this lend itself to a counter for the yellows? No. Got this to answer there. Horrible being yellows from here. Arguments are that you leave that yellow alone because it's blocking the reds, causing a big problem up there for the reds. And what can we do to try and open them? I'm thinking we go big here. Screw off the side cushion. We nudge this red out of the way, which opens these yellows into the corner pocket. Hopefully leaves us on yellow up to the top, which is one of either of these two. And we'll see if we can get out from there. So we'll big screw back into this cushion, touching into this red, so just the white hopefully will stay somewhere near where the red is, and the red will just come back to this cushion here. Lovely. Now we've got, I mean, it's a chance. Is it? It is a chance. We've just got to try and take it. We're near straight, so when potting this, we're going to push through, and we're likely to cannon this ever so lightly. So hopefully our white will come out far enough that we're actually leaving ourselves a shot on the next ball. trying to judge the cannon, if we catch this thick and we come over this way, we've got this ball into here. If we catch it thin and we can't far enough, we've got the ball in the top pocket. So just need to get right behind it, on it good and straight, and push on white up the table as we pop this ball. There's our little cannon. We have not quite come far enough for that, but we have got that ball that we mentioned earlier. And it also allows us to play a positional shot trying to go around the back of this red to leave our ball into the middle. Then we're up for this one in the top, leaving ourselves short on this one for the corner, that one for the other corner, black in probably the middle. So we've got a pattern now where the balls are a natural fit to go around. We've just got to avoid that red in the corner. Easier said than done. But we've avoided that nice. And now we're thinking, because we finished so well on this ball, get rid of that early. Then we can come back up and down here. Meaning that if we do, yeah, I think that's probably going to be our best play. So it's a reroute now because we finished so well on this ball that we can push in and off the bottom cushion and back for this red in the middle, yellow in the middle. And that's all just because we finished so good on that ball. Now in doing this, we just got to cart the table a little bit. We can come up anywhere as far as this line and still be in good shape. It's a pretty gentle shot, but unless you overhit it, you can't go hugely wrong. 2 seconds. Thanks, man. Interrupted by dog. Doing his best to put me off, but not succeeding. Good boy. Then the black in the corner. And that's where we're going to stop for today.